An American U-2 spy plane has been shot down over Cuba by a Soviet missile. In our alternate reality, Lyndon Johnson becomes president after John F. Kennedy was assassinated before even taking office. And now, Johnson's administration assumes the worst about Cuba.
For us, going and shooting down a U-2 means that maybe they're getting ready to attack because they don't want us monitoring them as they build up and get the missiles ready to fire.
For Johnson, Khrushchev's aggressiveness is one more reason to launch an airstrike. But he has no idea of the real reason the U-2 was shot down.
Soviet commander in the field, perhaps because he had the jitters, perhaps because of the whole environment. The Cubans were on edge and the Soviets were on edge. He saw this U-2 as the beginning of an invasion armada, and he shot it down without authorization.
It later became clear that Khrushchev never knew about and would never have approved such a provocative act.
Sometimes the field commanders get twitchy, especially when you're right on the brink of nuclear war, and that's what happened here.
But the White House assumes that Khrushchev is behind the U-2 downing, and President Johnson is about to authorize an airstrike in response. In reality, the Kennedy administration, at the same moment in the missile crisis, acted differently. After the downing of the U-2, the Joint Chiefs demanded retaliation, but the president saw things another way.
When the U-2 was down, what Kennedy says is, we don't really know who did this. Maybe this was a Cuban. Maybe this wasn't a Soviet attempt to start something. Let's be calm about this. Don't do anything until we have to. There's always this kind of feeling like we've got to find a way to give Khrushchev running room.
That's because JFK suspected the missile was launched without Khrushchev's okay.
He really doesn't want to get into a shooting war over one shot down airplane and one dead American pilot. He wanted to find a way to not go and fire that first shot that might start World War III.
And he had an instinctive awareness of how much the White House might actually not know.
Kennedy was the kind of guy who would have tried to figure out what went wrong. Why did people make all these assumptions? His big notion, one of his central ideas was miscalculation, misunderstanding.